ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, wrestling fans and sports entertainment fans, welcome to the No Shave Man Cave. I'm Ellie Chair. Woo! Man. So, I'm sitting here reveling in the world of professional wrestling, sports entertainment, and everything that is, was, and will be WWE, NWA, TNA, NXT, AEW, CMLL, New Japan, everything in between, right? And we recently just had Forbidden Door, and not that that wasn't a phenomenal card, because it was. And you know, people will go back and forth, oh, I agree, or I don't agree, or I disagree, or I feel a certain kind of way about the outcomes. There is so much going on in professional wrestling when it comes to my favorite gender and the women of professional wrestling are really, and when I say really, I mean really getting it on. And you have all of these different promotions that are pushing the envelope when it refers to professional wrestling and women in those matches, right? So you have all of, New Japan Strong. Recently, we've seen Julia showing up with Blossom. We have GCW, which for the longest time, Masha Slamovich was their world champion. And Masha Slamovich, also part of the TNA roster, she was part of the women's tag team championship. And, she's shown out across the board, whatever. And you go back to what used to just be, and I don't say just as in like a demeaning factor, but it was, you had the Divas, and you had nothing, right? So you had the Divas, and then we went from the Divas to the Women's World Championship. And then TNA came out with the Knockouts, and ODB was one of my favorite women wrestlers, period, not just because she was a woman or whatever. And it was just that edge, that angle, that vibe that she pushed. And now ODB, still an advocate for wrestling and women in wrestling and stuff. But, she's doing stuff with her food truck and, post wrestling life. So, we now have, Rhea Ripley, she's on the rack because of what Liv Morgan did. The Liv Morgan tour, Revenge tour, ended up, turning into her winning the WWE Women's World Championship, the Monday Night Raw Championship. And she is now the face of Monday Night Raw. And she is now a two-time women's champion. And, it's whatever. I think, the storyline fits, and it's, doing some decent things. I think the role model, Bayley, and hey, yo, what I need you to do is go online and see what the world is talking about when it comes to Bayley. And she has a certain, shall we say, frame that may or may not be appeasing to some and significantly more appeasing to others. And her is our WWE Women's Champion, is like her character work, her ability to carry a brand, her ability to motivate and instigate things is next level. And with the fact that she's been with the the faction Damage Control, and she's ran the road, right? And her actions in NXT, that NXT Brooklyn with Monet just bringing the house down, I think still resonates with wrestling fans, and it does with me, right? So, you'll hear wrestler, oh, well, compare that to, blah, blah. Okay, let's not be salty and feel a certain kind of way because our favorite is or isn't in the title picture, or isn't a champion, or isn't moving as much merch, right? I think, like I'm rocking my Medusa t-shirt. I'm going to go ahead and stand up here. Got my Medusa t-shirt. Thank you, for, keeping these alive and well. I recently, bought a couple other ones as well, waiting for them to get here, and as soon as they arrive, I don't want to pop everybody before I, start rocking it. But, so you've got the NWA, you've got AEW with their multiple champions, because you have the world champion who, is doing really good character work, and most recently she was on Forbidden Door. Came out the victor. Toni Storm is our AEW world champion. TBS champion is Monet, and she recently won the match with Stephanie Vacar. Now, Stephanie Vacar has been my favorite wrestler for a hot minute, and I really had high hopes, thinking, you know what, we'll be able to get her over. But then, just like the whole momentum with Monet, and I get it, like, money moves the needle, and Monet is moving the needle. But I think if folks were to wise up and watch the product and the body of work, and I'm not just the body, but the body of work for Vacar, man, that Hellboy-esque character, the moves, the athleticism, the aggression, and just all in all, productivity in the ring, I think, bar none, I'd put her top three. Top three in women's wrestling, top 10 in professional wrestling right now, of being able to get, to get the crowd the oohs and ahs, right? Because she knows what she's doing. You're going to have to go with Cody. You're going to have to go with Randy. You've got DIY seems to be able to move the needle recently, which is, almost unexpected. But if you listen to, how they're getting under each other's skin with, with the folks that they're trying to settle up against, it makes sense with what is happening, respective to the company, the card, and what is next. So you've got AAA, you've got New Japan, you've got CMLL, AEW, WWE, NXT, you've got the Indies, GCW. I mean, there's something for everyone. And I am absolutely not opposed to any one of the wrestling companies pushing their people more than, another company. So now when we run the whole line of who are our champions. You've got the WWE and including NXT. So you have Roxanne Perez, Roxy when she was at Ring of Honor and Reality of Wrestling. She's your NXT champion. You have your Monday night and your Friday night champions over in the WWE, which we recently talked about. You also have your, now the current reigning undisputed, defending AEW champions. TBS champion is Monet, and your women's world champion is Toni Storm. Now, when those two lock horns, I think that's going to be phenomenal, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But with Monet having 2 titles right now, she's going to be spread kind of thin, considering she's also coming off of an injury. Now, wrestlers in general may or may not be looking to target an injury, which I think nobody wants to hurt, and this is me as a wrestling fan in my wrestling brain. No wrestler wants to injure another wrestler when they get into the ring. Sans Sexy Star, way back in the day, and there was this whole thing. They had some heat, and that's how it ended up manifesting, and here we are, whatever. So we've got Kenzie, who is over in the NWA. We've got Bakar, who's the CMLL women's champion. You have Stardom. You have the now the New Japan Strong champion with Monet, coming out the victor the other night, which I get it. AEW, they've got some swag, they've got some swagger. They're moving the needle. And then you have Mayu, who's your New Japan women's champion, and that is a great looking championship title. Now, I'm a huge fan of championship titles, and I've ordered a few that are on the way, and I can't, I'll swap out the titles I have in my background and stuff. But I just think it isn't just about the title; it's the story, and it's not the story of the title, and it's not the title making the wrestler making the title. It's like the whole shebang, right? And when you think back, lineage-wise, and, I think Medusa, the shirt that I'm wearing today, is it's figuratively, I think it's a good story, right? So she heads off to WCW, and she leaves the WWE/WWF with the women's world title. And she throws that into the trash, which, I mean, story-wise, you're like, what? You're gonna make the title that you wore for however long seem like a bunch of trash. No, not necessarily. It was just something that happened, and it just felt right. And, oh, hey, by the way, they didn't renegotiate my contract, so I felt a certain way. So I had to, kind of dig in on them. I totally get that. And, it'll make a wrestling fan feel a certain kind of way, which is what you want. Right, wrong, or indifferent. good, bad, evil, happy, sad, whatever, you want wrestling fans to feel something. And what is that something? What I don't. Hey, hell, me. In my life, I'm a good guy. I am a white hat, white, you know, like like straight up white meat baby face. But you back me into a corner, and I'm gonna come out like George Animal Steel, acting like I don't know what's going on, and I'm biting into a turnbuckle, and I'm throwing stuff everywhere. So I totally dig the storylines of what each of these companies are doing. And what I love is the fact that a lot of these companies are learning from each other's mistakes, their wins, their losses, and all this other stuff, right? So, okay, so we're going to back it up a little bit, right? So we're super excited about what we're seeing. You've got the champions that we have in AEW, WWE, NWA, NXT, New Japan, GCW, and so on, right? But who haven't we seen for quite a while? We haven't seen Camille, which I'm jacked to the nines to see her on a much bigger platform, because this woman can go. She has the marbles, she has the philosophy, the psychology, the physicality. She's got it. Like, just get her on the mat, get her getting some bumps, and I think it's going to be good, right? Then you have some of the stuff that's going on in the WWE with the rosters being cut, grown, modified, doing all this stuff, right? And huge Jade Cargill fan. When I saw her, she came to Jacksonville not that long ago, and when I saw her in the ring, I was like, shoo! And I had seen her at Daly's place when she was with AEW, and when I saw her in the ring at Daly's place, compared to when I saw her in the ring at ViStar, it was like two separate athletes. So shout out to the producers, shout out to the camera folks, shout out to everybody that's doing the damn thing. That is what wrestling fans and sports entertainment fans like are totally into, because we want different products, because we like what we like, right? So I'm not a part of the divide. Oh, I'm an AEW fan. Oh, I'm a WWE fan. Oh, I only like New Japan. Blah blah blah. Broettes, dudes and dudettes. I am a freaking pro wrestling fan from the moment that I saw my guy Jerry Lawler, which, by the way, I got to meet my guy. Spent about 45 minutes shouting him out, talking to him when he was here in St. Augustine. Not not the greatest 45 minutes. I've relived a really good life, so I've had some good 45-minute stints, if you know what I'm saying. Don't make it weird. But I tell you, as a sports entertainment wrestling fan, Jerry the King Lawler, being able to spend time with him, talk about his art, talk about what he's been through, talk about where he is in life, um, and how he's humbled, but yet, dog, like I told you, brother, you were still the freaking king, right? And I get to see all of these wrestlers and sports entertainers um, move through our great community of professional wrestling, both on the active scene and in the WrestleCon world, and being able to see them where they were, where they are, and where they will be is so freaking awesome. The Litas, the Trishas, the Medusas, the like I'm running out of names here, but to see, the Mayus of the world holding these world championships, seeing the Roxys, the Roxanne Perez's, the future of professional wrestling, and then like today's just freaking bosses of professional wrestling, friend of the show, arguably the best gear in professional wrestling, certainly the best face paint right now, in Thunder Rosa, and seeing what she's got going on. I mean, the world of professional wrestling and the world of sports entertainment is in such freaking good hands that as a wrestling fan, sports entertainment fan, I'm able to kick back, relax, and enjoy the ride. So Jay Tilley and I, we talk to a bunch of people and we travel throughout the country, and we do a lot of stuff up and down in Florida. He's getting ready to do some stuff here internationally, and then we're going to get ready to go over to Royal Rumble when it gets over to Indiana. So we're super jacked to the nines about that. But what is it that draws us in as wrestling fans? And when it comes to women's professional wrestling, you've got the character work, you've got the fandom, you've got the difference between men and women. And, Jay Tilley and I, we were in Philadelphia for WrestleMania night one, and man, hey, the greatest entrance of night one, there's no arguing, was watching Rhea freaking Ripley come down and lay it on the line. The stage, the gear, the performance, the body of work, everything across the board. Rhea Ripley, I cannot wait till that woman is back, that wrestler is back, that sports entertainer is back in the ring. And like, everyone who's anyone is clamoring for that to happen. Now you have the others that are sort of on the fringe. We don't know what's going to be going on with Becky. Charlotte is getting her physical therapy on, getting ready to come back to the ring. Super excited to see her back in the ring. But all the questions, that gives us as wrestling fans the opportunity to fantasy book. And who do we want to see against who? And what do we want to see with this? And are we going to see a redesigned title? Is Io Sky going to get the opportunity? What's going to happen with Money in the Bank? What's going to happen with Royal Rumble? Blah, 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 blah. That's why we watch. That's why we do this. That's why they do this. So they can come up, they can stand on that stage, they can walk through Gorilla, their music can hit, their pyro goes off, and then all of us pop to the nines. Because that's why we are wrestling sports entertainment fans. So I want to thank everyone for checking us out here. Jay Tilley and I, we're over here doing this damn thing. We're pushing almost 1 million downloads, and I'm just super, super excited. So we've gained some followers over the past here with YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, everything. Come check us out. Like, share, subscribe, do your damn thing. If you like us, hey, cool. Share us. If there's things that you want us to change up, you want to see something a little bit different, let us know. We're not, this isn't, we're not over here doing concrete work. Once it's laid, it's done. Hell no. It's an ever-evolving thing, because just like wrestling and sports entertainment, we have to continue to evolve with the product. So wanted to thank everyone who's been on the grind with us since day one. Jay Tilley and I, uber grateful to all the fans and folks that walk up to us and see us. If we're rocking one of our hats or T-shirts or something. Hey, are you LEJ? Or hey, are you Jay Tilley? Oh shit, I saw you Veterans Championship Wrestling. No Shave Man Cave saw the damn thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's it's so freaking cool in this world of professional wrestling, sports entertainment. It is freaking awesome. So we'll be shouting out some folks here coming up soon. We're working out some relationships, kind of like some of the wrestling organizations do. But we do have some fellow bearded brothers that will be coming into the fold with us, looking to do some big things. To our El Edidor, shout out to you, brother, and to your family. Heartfelt vibes go out to you as you have suffered a pretty significant loss in your family. To his grandmother recently passed, and I have no words to say other than, I wish I was there. I'd give you a big hug, slap you in the face, and we'll talk about how significant she was, because I'm sure she was, and wish you nothing and your family but the best. So keep doing your damn thing. And to a recent friend of the show, and not just our girl Thunder Rosa, can't wait till she's holding the AEW Women's World Title again. But to Billy, thanks for the like, share, and subscribe recently, and some of the positive vibes you've been sending. I'm a huge Rhea Ripley fan too, and I can understand why. So thank you for the follow, like, and share. So keep doing what you do, and stay out of trouble. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and we'll see you on the floor.